Trump wants debates moved up due to early mail-in voting as campaign demands a fourth face-off with Biden be added to the schedule. Donald Trump again argued that the presidential debate schedule be moved around so the first one is held before millions have the opportunity to vote. He moved the first debate up, he demanded, claiming it is a public service for him and Joe Biden. Debate before Americans cast their ballots in early voting. Rudy Giuliani, who represents Trump's re-election campaign, also sent a letter Wednesday demanding a fourth, earlier debate be added to the schedule. Simply put, the commission's current approach is an outdated dinosaur and not reflective of voting realities in 2020, Giuliani argued in the letter. Trump said Wednesday, "The one problem I have, the debate's very late. It's at the end of September and a lot of ballots will already be cast by that time." The president suggested that the debates won't hold as much weight since thousands of ballots will be cast before he is able to face off with Biden. The first debate is scheduled to take place in Ohio September 29, and there are two other debates in October in Miami, Florida, and Nashville, Tennessee by Caitlin Carroll, U.S. political reporter for DailyMail.com published, 1511 BST, the 6th of August 2020, updated, 1701 BST, the 6th of August 2020. Donald Trump wants the first presidential debate with Joe Biden to be moved up before a mass amount of early voters mail in their ballots in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. How can voters be sending in ballots starting, in some cases, 1 month before the first presidential debate? President Trump questioned in a tweet Thursday morning. Move the first debate up, he demanded. A debate, to me, is a public service. Joe Biden and I owe it to the American people. While Trump wants the first of 3 debates, which will be held September 29 in Cleveland, Ohio, rescheduled, his campaign is pushing for a fourth debate to be added earlier in September. Rudy Giuliani, who is the president's personal attorney and represents his re-election campaign, sent a letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates on Wednesday requesting a fourth debate be held at the beginning of the month. The request, Giuliani outlines, is an attempt to ensure Trump and Biden face off before people start casting ballots in states that allow early voting, which will be observed in much higher quantities due to concerns over contracting COVID-19 when voting on time in person. Simply put, the Commission's current approach is an outdated dinosaur and not reflective of voting realities in 2020, Giuliani argued in the letter. President Donald Trump again argued Thursday morning that the presidential debate schedule be moved around so the first one is held in early September, before millions of Americans have the opportunity to send in early voting ballots. Move the first debate up, he demanded, claiming it is a public service to debate before Americans cast their ballots. Rudy Giuliani, the president's personal attorney, sent a letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates Wednesday requesting a fourth debate be added to the schedule. Simply put, the Commission's current approach is an outdated dinosaur and not reflective of voting realities in 2020, Giuliani argued. I think there's a good chance it will happen, Giuliani told Fox and Friends Thursday morning of the efforts. We've been negotiating this for 4 weeks now, and we wrote the letter really because we have been through a number of different possibilities for a nation already deprived of a traditional campaign schedule because of the COVID-19 global pandemic. It makes no sense to also deprive so many Americans of the opportunity to see and hear the two competing visions for our country's future before millions of votes have been cast, he continued. The letter details that by the time the first debate is held, 8 million Americans in 16 different states will have already begun voting and sending in their ballots. There have historically always been 3 presidential debates after the nominating contests. Usually the incumbent president is not so keen on participating. Trump, however, is looking forward to the face-offs as his aides and advisors, and the president himself, feel he will bode well against the former vice president, who Trump has dubbed as sleepy and creepy. The president is also called into question Biden's mental stability, claiming the presumed Democratic nominee wouldn't be able to hold his own in a debate against him. Vice President Mike Pence weighed in on Biden's mental state in an interview released Thursday. I knew Joe Biden over the years, and I can't speak to some of what's being discussed about him today, Pence told Christian Broadcasting Network's David Brody in an interview. But the antidote is to be on that stage, to square up and be willing to debate President Donald Trump. Brody mentioned that Biden's mental stability has been brought into question and made reference to his reputation as a gaffe-prone candidate. Pence said Biden and Trump should absolutely debate, claiming the president will win all three. Giuliani, the former New York City mayor, told Fox and Friends Thursday morning that he thinks the campaign will get its way on this. "I think there's a good chance it will happen," he said, of either rescheduling the debates or adding a fourth to the lineup. "We've been negotiating this for 4 weeks now, and we wrote the letter really because we have been through a number of different possibilities," he said. Giuliani also floated a list of names of journalists in his Wednesday letter that he believes should moderate the additional debate. The 24-name list ranges from Fox News anchor Bret Baier to Today co-host Hoda Kotb, and even includes lesser-known conservative, pro-Trump commentators. Giuliani included in the letter a list of names of potential journalists that could moderate the additional debate. He also said if a fourth were not added, the campaign wants the last debate to be moved to early September instead. If a fourth debate is not added, Giuliani compromised. He wants the third debate, currently scheduled for October 22nd in Nashville, Tennessee, to be moved to earlier in September instead. Trump lamented Wednesday that his debates with Joe Biden won't hold any weight since thousands of Americans would have already cast their ballots due to early and mail-in voting measures. "We should have the debates. The one problem I have, the debate's very late. It's at the end of September and a lot of ballots will already be cast by that time," Trump told Fox and Friends during a call-in interview Wednesday morning. "They want to make the debates as late as possible." Trump also suggested that Biden has not said he wants to participate in the pre-scheduled debates. "I'm ready to debate, I don't care," the president told the Fox News Morning Show panel. "I hear he wants to get out. But he has, in all fairness to him, he has not said that. But the presumed Democratic nominee has directly, and through his surrogates and campaign aides, said he will debate Trump. I'm so forward-looking, sick, to have an opportunity to sit with the president, or stand with the president and debates," Biden said in an interview with the National Association of Black Journalists and National Association of Hispanic Journalists. Trump told Fox and Friends during a call-in interview Wednesday morning that the debates won't hold as much weight considering the coronavirus-era mailing measures. Portions of the interview were released Wednesday, and the full conversation is set to air on Thursday. The president feels the debates won't hold as much gravitas as in previous election years, since they won't take place until thousands of Americans have already sent in their early mail-in forms. Trump is pushing for the commission that schedules, moderates and holds the debates to schedule at least one for earlier so he can face off with Biden before early voters send in their ballots. Why are they putting the first debate so late? The first debate should be before the first, at least before the first ballots go out, Trump argued. And they have it a month later, almost a month later. It's ridiculous. The first presidential debate is scheduled for September 29, a Tuesday in Cleveland, Ohio. The second is scheduled for October 15 in Miami, Florida, and the third and final debate is expected to take place October 22 in Nashville, Tennessee. The president suggested Biden doesn't want to face off in the three debates, the first of which is scheduled for September 29 in Cleveland, Ohio, with two more in October in Miami, Florida, and Nashville, Tennessee. Biden, however, has said he is looking forward to debating Trump, and his campaign has committed that he will participate in all three debates. Ducklo, a spokesman for Biden, said, "The Trump campaign and their allies have constructed an entirely fictional storyline in pushing for an early debate and claiming Biden will not engage in the debates, which is a cornerstone of presidential election seasons." He said the narrative is to distract from Donald Trump's failure to protect American lives during a once-in-a-generation pandemic, and now they're evidently confused about which lie they're supposed to be telling. Unlike Donald Trump, Joe Biden has accepted the commission's invitation for 3 debates, and looks forward to holding Donald Trump accountable for the worst failure of presidential leadership in modern history, Ducklo said. During his interview with Fox and Friends, Trump also railed against the Commission on Presidential Debates, which has been running the debates since 1987. The Independent Commission is jointly sponsored by the Democratic and Republican parties. This is a commission that's a very left-leaning commission, Trump asserted. Frankly, wouldn't have even used it. And I could have done that, except it's been used for years. But this is a Clinton-Obama-type commission, he continued. And, you know, they call it a beautiful name, but I'm not happy with it. Let's block ads.
Show your love for him. Click the link in description. Thanks for watching.